When people talk about states' rights, what they are invariably actually talking about is which human rights they don't want to see protected at a federal level so that they can ignore them at a state level. This is what it always boils down to.
Abortion should be left to the states. Contraceptives should be left to the states. Gay marriage should be left to the states. Interracial marriage should be left to the states. Does anybody see the pattern here? Whether or not slavery should exist should be left to the states. You get it? I'm in the modern 21st century going all the way back. I hope you're connecting the dots.
The federal level is the floor, and some people want that floor to vanish. They use this meaningless term states' rights because they know it sounds better than what they actually mean, which is fewer rights for as many people as possible.
The states, and the whole notion of states' rights is problematic, has been problematic historically, and with the GOP, the extreme nature of the right wing controlling most of the states in these United States of America, the whole notion of having states' rights trump, no pun intended, federal control is a problem. And I want us to truly understand the threat that delegating universal rights to the states will cause in our time. Follow me with this. There is a bill in North Carolina that would make it legal to kill someone providing an abortion. You heard me right. There is a bill pending right now in the North Carolina legislature that would make it legal for someone to kill an abortion provider. In my own home state of Ohio, when I served in the legislature, there was a bill pending at that time. It was probably in maybe 2013 or so, but a bill pending that would make it a crime. You could jail abortion providers, doctors, nurses. We have a problem on our hands. And I get the 10th Amendment, that the 10th Amendment is where states' rights, that all rights, not necessarily enumerated in the Constitution or prohibited thereof, are reserved to the states. Let me give you some other doozies. It's not possible for pregnant people to get a divorce in multiple states. Right now, in 2022, South Carolina is banning websites that tell people how to access abortion. This is nothing but unfettered authoritarianism. That's what this is. And we gotta be aware. We gotta have our eyes wide open about what is happening in the United States of America. And this is why it is so vitally important that we not focus all of our political attention to a presidency or to who serves in Congress. And I use the term serve loosely. We also must focus now more than ever on the types of people who are being elected to serve in state legislatures. These pieces of either legislation or legislation that is ultimately turned into law is deadly for all of us, no matter where we live. So you got foolishness happening in North Carolina, foolishness happening in South Carolina. You got my state of Ohio that is by far the worst state in the union right now, given what happened to that 10-year-old little baby. We, the people, must stand up. We cannot continue to be complicit in our own demise. This stuff is happening right before our eyes. We're gonna have to posse up, join organizations, support folks who are running, who understand that they care, people who actually care about humanity. It really is just as simple as that. Governor George Wallace gave a speech in 1967, rattling off, railing about how important it was to have states' rights. This was a segregationalist governor.
And you will find that not a single one of the states wanted to come into the Union until first they were guaranteed that we were going to have a government of limited powers, that all powers not delegated to the government expressly would be lodged and kept with the people of Virginia and of New York and of New Jersey.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. In other words, that same energy is revealing itself in our time. So just as there are forces that continue to push for freedom and justice in all of its forms, there's always also those forces that bump against it. And we see that happening in states like Ohio, in South Carolina, North Carolina, and also Florida. We see it happening in our own time. Freedom and justice, civil rights, civil liberties should not be left to the whims of state governments. It must be something that is guaranteed by the federal government, period. And so the whole notion of the supremacy clause, and there are other clauses within the Constitution to protect citizens in this country from the tyranny of power. And we see it playing out in real time in many states, too many states across this country. So it's not enough to say that if we get lucky and we elect certain people in these states, we know they're going to protect rights. Meanwhile, in another state, those people weren't so lucky to elect people that will look out for their rights, and so they lose their rights. And that is why we need the federal government to toughen up, to spine up, and to fight against these states that are stripping, not just stripping away rights, but taking us hella back. Come on, y'all. Let's stop being complicit in our own demise. We got to wake up, we got to ready up, and we got to fight.